Welcome back to the Anchor Down Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 13. I'm your host, Ian Larrabee.
And I'm Carter Collins.
Today we've got a lot to talk about sports-wise around Hibbing here. Do you want to start it off with some basketball?
The boys basketball, they did lose last week on Friday to Zimmerman. Tough loss there, 64-61. Took a last-second shot, just didn't connect. But they got a chance to bounce back tonight. They got Hermantown tonight, which is Tuesday. I'm not too sure how Hermantown's been doing, but they're always a tough team. But
Yeah. Definitely. They're always decent at the sports they have. They only have a few though. They're not in everything. But close game. That Zimmerman game, 61-64. That 3
they're
points.
They're
like that's
in these games.
better than a murder blowout, right? You're right there, and so. Just those little things. I'm sure there's so many small little aspects that just kind of got to get cleaned up to be able to really compete there.
And then from the 27th through the 29th, they have the North Star State Hardwood Showcase, the Christmas tournament otherwise. And so good luck to them during that, because we won't be here to talk about it.
Right, yeah, this is going to be the last week until the first week of January again. Yeah, that North Star, that tournament, I think they have it like every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty, it is a big tournament. It's really cool though, have that around, because they play at both Lincoln and the high school. I think, don't they have games going on there? Not sure how many teams are going to be there.
I'm not sure exactly, but I know there's a lot.
Yeah.
It brings in a crowd.
Yeah, and a few days of that, if you're want to go do something, there's a lot of basketball to be watching there. More basketball. You got the girls team this year. They did pick up a win against Duluth East, which was, what day was that?
Last Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah. So they did pick up a win against Duluth East, 45-33. So that's nice to have for them, because they did have two losses right before that one.
And now 2 cents, and they're just really close games though. They hung in these two really well against Chisago and then Zimmerman. And they were really close games.
Yeah, not too far apart. Those games where you can stay within a few points. No, at least you're able to get up there. It's those big blowout ones that really just hurt. Where I would kind of say like it's different than in football. Though some of those real close games are the ones that are more painful, because you're like right there, and if your team, for us, we kind of had some low scoring games, unless we were the ones getting scored on all that. But for that basketball, being just a few points away is probably, it's reassuring to know that you're kind of climbing up there.
And they have Bemidji again. Today's Tuesday, but they're headed down there at Bemidji today. So good luck to the girls there.
Right. Then boys hockey, they beat Proctor. And that was last Thursday, right? Yeah, last Thursday they beat Proctor 4-1, and they also beat Greenway. That was that Tuesday. Did they beat Greenway? Whatever that one was too. It was good for them. We've been talking about them, a young team, but still doing well, which is nice to see for that hockey team. I really think they got a lot of potential, kind of coming up with that.
Especially with this group of sophomores and young guys that's carrying them are the ones that won all those state championships when they were little. So. I guess they stuck at it, and it's paying off. Yeah.
One thing that, people talk about it, that knowing what it is like to win is really important in being successful. Like, the people that know what winning feels like, you kind of just, like, chase after that and crave it. And so to have all those kids that really know what it's like to be on the top, you have to just imagine that they're kind of, like, digging to want to get back to that spot, which is some good motivation, to be able to say that you were – whatever, I don't know, hockey works down there. What's the class that they were in? What's their age group? Bantams and Pee-wees. Was Bantams they were one?
I think they won both.
They won one
I know
each.
they won 2, yeah.
To be able to, say you were the champions of that, and then you kind of move into high school, the big leagues for that, and you kind of just grinding to get up there again.
Yeah, they take on Cambridge on Thursday.
And that's away, right?
At Cambridge.
Because they have a really away season this year. There's only just a couple at home.
They play 9 home games out of like 28 total games, I want to say. So yeah, they're away a good chunk here. So.
Then the girls hockey, they lost to Grand Rapids, which Rapids is a good team. That was last Friday. Grand Rapids hockey. I mean, that's probably what they do best over there.
Absolutely. They're pretty good at just even football they're all right, but hockey seems to be their main. Yeah.
They got a lot of hockey going on over in that Grand Rapids, and they kind of combine too. I think the girls, it's like
They're
Grand Rapids, Nashua,
Greenway,
Greenway. They kind of have all those little areas combined. But yeah, tough loss. They've had a couple losses here that were kind of a bit of deficits in them. Tough to see, but they've still plenty of games left, and they're not playing too bad this year at all. And then they play at Northern Lakes tonight, which Northern Lakes, that's I think that's Pequot Lakes. That's like over that way. I think that's like a couple schools in that area combined is that Northern Lakes team.
All right.
So hopefully they can pick up a win with that, right?
Yeah, good luck to them. And then, was there any past wrestling meets here since?
There was, yeah. We had a tournament this past weekend on Friday, the 15th, and then Saturday the 16th. We were over in Pequot Lakes. It's pretty much like the biggest tournament of the year, size-wise, other than like sections and state. But I didn't wrestle in it. I'm still kind of trying to get over this ankle injury here. But we had Cooper Hendrickson. He placed 7th. So he was the only one that did place. We had a couple other kids. Oh, they were just so close to it. In the backside consolation, they lost. But there was a lot of good wrestling, It was just the varsity kids there. And then the girls were in Bemidji, I believe it was on Saturday. And the one, Katie, I forget what place. She was like 4th or 5th place maybe, and then Michaela took 2nd place, so she had a few wins as well. So not too bad of a weekend for wrestling. We've still got a lot. And then now this Friday we have a tournament in Rock Ridge or Virginia, Rock Ridge, whatever tournament, and then we have another one, the 27th, a tri-meet again in Rock Ridge.
All right. Well, good luck to all you boys, and go get some places out there.
Yeah,
just keep
right.
going. That pretty much wraps up sports around though.
Yeah.
About it for at least till we'll be back.
Right. Oh, I know that the skiing, they have their first meet this Friday.
Okay.
I was talking with someone about that, and they're kind of slightly concerned about it still because it's at Giants Ridge, and with the weather we've been having, obviously we had that nice snow. Was it Friday and Saturday that it snowed, and then Sunday it was back up to, or no?
Saturday night.
Saturday night
it
snowed into Sunday. Because it was warm. It was kind of warm Saturday. And then it was all icy and snowy on Sunday. Driving to work down First Ave, like trying to pull up to the stoplight, my car starts going sideways. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, the snows over there are really weird. There's a lot of ice, I guess.
That's what I've been hearing from Giants Ridge too.
And then it goes from like ice into like just like thick powder. So we'll see how that goes,
Well,
snow
good
this
luck
winter.
to them if they're able to get it done anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about everything going on sports-wise till... Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit going on here and there, and there's practices for probably every team through break. But then we'll be back on the first week of January with everything else that's been going on. Be able to recap all that.
And in other news, there's going to be an end-of-the-year teen bash this year. It's going to be on December 30th from 8 to 11 p.m. It's going to take place at the Hibbing Memorial Building for Hibbing students 7th to 12th, but also any VCA students and Hibbing homeschooled kids that are residents in Hibbing can attend. But tickets are going to be $10, and if you buy in advance, your name gets put into drawings for prizes. So to my knowledge, tickets will be for sale at the door, but buying in advance kind of gets your name in there for some extra prizes. And there's going to be a lot of different activities. There's a Harry Potter themed escape room in there and some trivia, skating, and they're going to kind of split the grade levels up occasionally into their respective groups.
Yeah.
Somewhat so that, not all the 7th graders and seniors are getting tossed into the
Mingling
escape
together,
room
yeah,
together.
right.
Yeah. Kind of keep some order to it, but a lot of different prizes too. I know there's going to be some Stanley's gift cards, some Taylor Swift themed items. So if you
all sorts, yeah.
if you're into the
And do you know who's
Swift.
putting that on? Like, who is it?
The Tada, the Hibbing, I think the student council played a
Student
part,
council.
and there
I
was
think
another
the
group,
Kiwanis Club as well. I think they are also part of it.
and
Yeah.
there was another group. I can't think of the name of it, but you can also go to Miss Lindstrom too. I know there was all the
Mhm.
names were on the fancy poster boards they have made, but Miss Lindstrom has all the
Yeah, they've got them
information,
posted
too.
all over the school too, and I
Mhm.
think they're selling tickets at lunch times for this week,
Mhm.
and maybe before school as well. There might be something, but yeah. And then I'm sure if you were to go see Mrs. Lindstrom, she'll have any information more that you'll need. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's something to do during that Christmas break. There's a lot of other stuff going on during Christmas break. I think there's like open skating at the Memorial Building on days, not sure exactly the dates or times, but then there's maybe a couple other things going on in the community during that break time. It's not quite 2 weeks, right? It's like we're just over 2 weeks, but
Mhm.
it's like
Just
weekends
about.
as well. Yeah,
because of how Christmas and the
right.
first fell
Both on
yeah.
Mondays. That's so strange, but yeah, means we got to go back to school on Tuesday. That's terrible.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and even this week, like the fact that we have Friday off, but then we have school Monday through Thursday. The way I was trying to say, I'm like, man, Thursday, the day before break, no teacher does anything anyways, so
No.
you might as well give us that day off. And then same with Wednesday.
Yeah, might as
But if it's
well.
Wednesday, you might not have a 2-day week, so
Yeah.
should have had this whole week off. Would have loved that, but oh well. But yeah, that's about everything going on. The choir concert was last night. The high school choir concert at the high school. I didn't go to it, but I did hear that it was pretty cool. Their Christmas time, they always get some good Christmas songs going and all that. I'm sure it was a good time. And that's on Hibbing Public Access TV as well. And like the website, they always have the concerts, the band, the orchestra, the choir. All those concerts are posted up there.
Yeah, I know the Hibbing Choir is actually out caroling this whole hour today.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they are anymore this week, but they're going to the elementary schools and everything to go caroling around and bring them just get the Christmas spirit
That
going.
Christmas spirit bump because
Yeah.
the snow's not doing it. I know it's they always do that caroling. They go to like the elementary schools in Lincoln, and then usually like the day before break or like a couple days there. I think they walk through our halls as well. I remember
They did
last
last
year.
year, yep.
Yeah. You can go out and listen to them sing. It's pretty cool, They just wander around the school during fourth hour singing. It's pretty neat. Yeah, that's about everything there. Some other sports though going on. You got the Minnesota Wild.
Dropped one last night to the Penguins, 4-3. But
Yeah,
I didn't watch the game, but I heard they were at least in it.
Yeah. That's kind of that's a good scoring game though. 4-3, getting some points, and they did have 2 wins before that. Their last 2 games prior were wins, which is all right, but they're still just struggling. They're second to last in their conference,
They're
and
12-13-2, I believe.
yeah.
So sitting under 500, but some room to turn it around. But
Yeah, a lot of games left.
Yeah, I keep hearing more and more drama with their coaching staff too. Like
There's been a lot of problems
there's
with
just
that
been
this
a
year.
lot of. I think they just kind of need to reshape some things around there and come back strong next year. I
Right,
guess.
and that's hard to do mid-season. Mid-season, any sport, when you gotta let go of a coach, you get new guys in. Head coaches kind of start changing up what they expect and all that. It really is just it's not the easiest thing to be
No.
dealing with mid-season.
And it's almost kind of puts your season to a quick end anyway.
Yeah.
If you're changing as much as the Wild kind of did. Anyway.
Yeah, and there's so much time. There's so many games left still that struggle might not be able to fix itself yet, while still trying to play games constantly. But we'll see. But the Timberwolves, on the other hand, now
They just keep winning.
they just keep winning. Yeah,
20-5, I believe.
20-5, right? Yep. And they beat the Heat 112-108, and their last loss was that loss against the Pelicans like last Monday or 2 Mondays ago, whatever it would have been. But other than that, they're just pumping strong right now. Play the Sixers tomorrow night. Hopefully just another win there. It's pretty good though to see. I like that Minnesota team actually doing well because the Vikings aren't.
No, not even a little. What was it, 17-3, I think, over the Bengals? They had a lead.
Yeah.
And then
They lost 2017.
the ex-Viking, Jake Browning, took it into, what was it, overtime, 24-24, I think, in overtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they ran the super creative tush push,
Yeah.
twice in a row and didn't even get an inch with the 5'8". I think the announcers I was watching on NFL Network. I think the announcers said that Brandon Powell's 5'8", 178 pounds like 30 times. They just kept like screaming. They're like, "Why are you letting him push?" And
Yeah.
he didn't get it done. I can tell
Didn't
you
get
that.
it done oddly enough. Yeah. I didn't. I watched some of that game, but not all of it. But yeah, that's a tough loss right there.
It is 7-7 now. So if they win out, they got the Lions twice. If they win out and the Lions lose out and then lose that game and against the Cowboys, then they take the division. But
Yeah, right, because they play the Lions twice, and then the Packers in between those two, and then the Lions play the Cowboys in between. And realistically, I mean, I feel like the Cowboys have a much higher chance of winning that game.
not if they play how they did against those Bills, though. Did you see that?
Oh, that was just
A weird game.
I can't complain about it. They're Cowboys are one of those weird teams that I don't mind watching them play. They got some talented dudes out there, but the thought of them actually winning a divisional championship or going to the Super Bowl, winning like that just kind of irks me. I don't like that. So seeing the Bills beat them was pretty cool.
And Allen only went 7 for 15 passing.
Yeah,
he
he
threw for like 80 yards.
Wasn't anything very impressive,
No.
but I have James Cook on my fantasy team. Oh boy, let me tell you, he had 2 touchdowns.
Over 200 yards.
Scored me like 36 points. Without him, I think I would have lost. But now I'm in the finals. My one fantasy league where finals is this upcoming week here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, without him, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I gotta appreciate that. But then there were some weird games. I mean, the Packers losing to the Tampa Bay. It was kind of a happy sad because I had Chris Godwin and Baker Mayfield, who both did extraordinarily well that game. They were connecting a lot. And so on one hand, again, helped me win in fantasy a game. I should not have won that matchup. But at the same time, the Packers are now 6-7, and we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year goes here.
And did you see Baker Mayfield was the first quarterback ever in Lambeau
Yeah.
Field to have a perfect passer rating?
Yeah, that's right.
Not even Rodgers.
No,
could do
he
that.
was I think it was Rodgers was the. Oh, what was the other record? There was some other record that Tom Brady was the only other quarterback to do it, but then Aaron Rodgers was the only one at Lambeau. Oh, I can't remember.
It was
what
something.
it
Yeah,
was
I don't
though.
either.
But yeah, that was a weird game. Baker Mayfield. Who'd he guess?
5 touchdowns, I think. Was it
Yeah,
5? Yeah.
yeah, something like that. But oh well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Just gonna keep moving forward. And then the Eagles last night losing to Seattle. That was a
Drew
game
Lock.
right there. Yes, sir. I saw that. So now it'd be 8-0, but the Eagles have not beaten the Seahawks under Pete Carroll. So Pete Carroll being the head coach, they have not lost to the Seahawks ever.
8-0, and it's been 15 years since they
Mhm.
beat him. So, yeah, something else that it was awesome though when he got that. What was it at like their 8-yard line with like a minute and 50 left and threw that game winner up to Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, no, again, the Eagles are another team. I just don't really like them. I like the players. I just can't stand the team, and the idea of them winning is just not nice. And so losing to the Seahawks too, losing to a team that had a losing record is really something that kind of puts some icing on that cake there.
And I just think that the 49ers kind of run the NFC right now.
49ers they're taking it all
45
the
to
way.
like 20 something against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know if anyone. I mean, the Vikings beat them, so I mean, you never know.
That was bogus, that was whatever. I think the 49ers are going all the way to the Super Bowl, though.
I think they will.
That'd be my pick.
I think the AFC is still a toss-up, though. I don't know who's
Yeah,
got
the
that one.
AFC, man, is just weird. There's like so many teams tied up with similar records, and they're probably going to end close to with the next couple games. And
Even the Texans are in there. Case Keenum getting his first start.
Keenum
Yeah.
getting a dub there. Yes.
That was awesome.
Was that his first start since the Vikings, or was he playing it
after
all
the
before?
Vikings? He went over to the Broncos, got a huge contract. to
Oh,
start
that's right.
there.
I do remember that. Yeah.
He was atrocious. Got dumped to like Washington.
Yeah.
And he's been then he was with the Browns for a while.
Yeah,
He's just kind of been floating.
Just one of those
but
guys that just floats around.
Just a journeyman, but it was pretty awesome to see him.
Yeah, he's
taking
out
a
there
win
chucking
there.
a little bit. And then did you see the Falcons and the Panthers played 9-7 the total.
They got to send the
9-7.
Falcons away. Just get them to Antarctica or something.
The tickets. You see the ticket prices for that
Was
game?
it 49 cents actually?
49 cents. There was like $5 tickets though, and I even was looking at the. They play on Christmas Eve. The Panthers at home. I think that was the one at home, and those tickets are only like $40. $40 for tickets to an NFL game, a Christmas Eve NFL game. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
But there was all sorts of pictures and videos of their stands just like wide open. Like there were so few people at those games. That's what happens when you are
Really bad.
really terrible, and then you play a really terrible team
Yeah.
at home.
Nobody really wants to come on. I mean, 9-7. That they didn't even score a touchdown and they won. So like,
No, they didn't score a touchdown and they won.
so there's something else.
Yeah, and I think that was some record. It's like the first time the Falcons have lost to a team with the team like not scoring even 10 points in like however many years. But the last team that happened to was the Panthers beating them again. They beat them. I forget what year it was, but the last time that happened, it was the Panthers beating the Falcons when they both scored less than 10 points.
Did you see after that game the Panthers defensive linemen were saying that they were sending the Falcons on a January vacation now because they were pretty much eliminated?
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a yikes one.
Yeah, a lot of interesting things. This year's been an odd year for football in the NFL. But Vikings, they do have a chance here. They've got a good chance to really push forward. Then, of course, Timberwolves, they're going ahead, and Wild, they're going to keep fighting for something. But, yeah, that's kind of everything going on right now. We got sports still this Christmas break. Hopefully everyone just stays safe and has a nice winter vacation here from school and all that for 2 weeks-ish. A little bit of time off is better than nothing. Better than a kick in the shorts, right?
Merry Christmas and
But-
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy
Yeah.
New Year to everyone, and
See you back in January, I suppose.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.